Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to start with first is just some, I think there are extensions that you can use for kind of keeping, one thing I found is that the cluster of your desktop as you do all this stuff gets a little overwhelming. But the other thing is I like to just find an app and download, download, and it becomes kind of crazy. So one of the first things that I found, it's called the Incredible Start page. All of this presentation is all on the Google or the Tech Hub too. These slides are. But the Incredible Start page is basically a way to manage your own page, and it makes it look pretty. So this is what mine looks like. Okay. And all I did is I Googled Incredible Start page, and it actually keeps the ones you've closed recently, which I found has been very helpful sometimes because I'm like, okay, where was that again? And I go in there. I have it set up for bookmarks. I can actually leave little post-it notes there. And then it helps to organize all these things that are downloaded into my computer. And as you use more and more, you'll find, like, even look at all these things across here, and I got stuff under here, and I got stuff in here. It helps to organize that for me. And especially with the kids, when I'm trying to show them something, so I don't have to go into Google, go search it, go find it again. It's actually usually right on here for me. So it's called the Incredible Start page, right? Okay. Turn off the lights is one that I really like. Because it blacks out things behind everything, and it is an extension, and I'll show you where to go for it, but it's this little black light bulb here. Sometimes when you have these windows open and you're showing kids stuff, you don't want stuff behind it to show, so you hit oh, it's already on. So you hit that and it'll black out other things behind it, especially if it's something you can't maximize. So for presentation, it's kind of nice. I use it often, and it's called Turn Off the Lights. I should probably go to the other view of this. So here we go. Okay. Another one that I use often is called split screen. I'm just going to go back to that. And basically it's just a way to work on two screens at the same time. I don't use it often. I played with it a little bit, but there are different split screen ones that you can use. And basically you have this side will be one web page and this side will be another web page. This is really great if they're looking at something where they have to take notes. So let's say you would pop up some kind of, I don't know, equation, or you have a video you upload in, or anything like that. They can actually, on this side, you could have a blank document and they could be taking notes. Sometimes I've used it with, just for myself, because when I'm moving back and forth between pages or I'm trying to plan lessons, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of going between my tabs, and I'll just pop them both up, and I'm like, I can kind of be like, oh, that pad's on the left, okay, yep, well, I'm going to use that on the right, and then I pull stuff together to kind of make my lessons or my questions and things like that. So
works well on the smart board too.
Yes, and I don't have a smart board, and there's a lot of really cool smart board things. I think one is called Screencast. I don't know if you know that name, but if you have a smart board, Google Screencast. And that's another really good one too. But there's a lot of split screen. There's a lot of different ones you can grab, and this was just the one I did. Okay. The other one that I'm kind of sort of playing with right now is Convert Text to Speech. And basically, this is what it looks like when you download it. I'm going to go into an article I have somewhere. And it basically reads it for you.
Round of applause for the new and spectacular animated movie Frozen. Frozen is the 53rd animated feature that Walt Disney Animation Studios produced. Frozen stars Elsa, the new queen of Arendelle with freezing abilities, and her little sister Anna. It also includes Anna's friend Kristoff along with his reindeer Sven and Olaf, a snowman Elsa created who dreams of seeing summer.
So I like this one because you can slow it down, I believe. I'm not exactly sure how.
Okay.
It actually does pause at commas more than some of the other ones. And the voices, even though somewhat robotic or not, my students don't reread their things that they turn into me, their essays, their responses. So to have them listen to it and hear that it sounds funny is kind of huge. Also, my special ed kids could use this to just, you know, sometimes it takes them 2, 3, 4 times as long to read something, and they can hear it and do much better. So whether it be a quiz or, you know, anything. It would speed up their process, I think, sometimes too. So this one is, it's called iSpeech, or I found it as text-to-speech is what it was called. But the link is on the homepage here for the presentation. So. You can pull up any, you know, you have current documents you have saved in Microsoft Word or whatever, you can pull that into Google and apply this right on there. It's not like you have to retype anything, or it'll go right on what you have already.
But if you do type it, it will do the speech thing also,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I have a Google URL shortener on mine, and I actually have two of them, but I prefer the Google one. Basically what that will do is shorten the web addresses. I did this when the kids did projects, and I got these massive website addresses kind of came in, so I shortened them, and I'll just take Frozen again. It's pretty long, so I'm going to go ahead and put my cursor in and copy it, and then I'm going to go to, in my bookmarks here is where I have it, I believe. It's called Google URL Shortener. And all I got to do is Control V, oh no, it's maybe only did that website. Okay, I'm going to copy it with Control C, and then I'm going to go to my Google shortener and Control V. It'll copy it in, and it'll say shorten it. You have to prove that you're not a robot, so it'll ask you to put in numbers. And after you do that, it gives you a short one. So that long address now went to this big. It's only this big. And you hit Control C to copy it, and then my their projects were dumped onto a web page, and I Control V, I pasted it. So what happened was the kids could easily find these short addresses to click on, or if I had to say, I need you to go to this address and maybe put it on the board, it would be a lot shorter, and they would probably type it in right. So it's called Google URL Shortener, and I've used it quite a few times. Awesome Screenshot is another really good one. I have two of them loaded right now. This one is great when I'm trying to capture parts of a page. I've done this when I've tried to only take a little bit of something to show the kids, and I don't want all the other stuff around. And it works with anything, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that Frozen article again here. And it's already added onto my bar, so I'm going to click on it, and it'll say capture the visible part of the page, selected area, or the entire page. Usually I end up capturing a selected area, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab like that. And then I capture it, and then it'll say where would you like me to put it. And basically, a lot of times I just save an image to my desktop, and then I just work off my desktop and move it where then I want. I have a couple Gmail accounts. This is actually my home account, so I must have accidentally signed up on my home Gmail. So again, I work off the desktop quite a bit. So that, it would just copy that part and paste it somewhere, and then I can pull it in onto anything. You want to have all that other stuff. So that's called a screenshot. Okay, I'm almost done with the desktop ones. And then I also have email this page, which is again another great one. Basically, I'll come back to this article by Emily again. But basically, if I needed to email, sometimes kids even are like, well, it didn't come through or whatever. And I'm like, well, can you just send it through email? Or Chaz will send me something to look at technology-wise, and he'll just drop it through an email. So it's right here. There's an extension I put on, and I click that, and it goes right to then my email account. And basically I add the address of what email I want it to go to, and it'll go there. And so if I wanted to email something to anybody, that page would then automatically just go through. You would think that's really easy to do just normally, like go to a web page and email it through, but it's not. Like if you don't have that extension to grab everything, things will email through, links will get lost, and it won't come through very nice. Looks like I see a slow arrow going right here, which is our Wi-Fi. That's a whole nother issue. But it'll pull up my Gmail, and then it'll say who to, and you put the address. It'll put a sample up, it'll pull up what I just sent through, and then you just send it, and it goes. So that's pretty cool. Okay. Ginger is a great one that I use. It corrects both your spelling and your grammar. And I love it with email because a lot of times I'm in a hurry and I just boop, and it will actually correct it for you. My Gmail's not coming up right now. If I have time at the end, I'll pull back my Gmail. But what I was going to do is just, oh, there it goes. Okay, it's just like that. So let's say I'm composing an email. I'll use Chaz again. And let's say I'm just saying hi, and then I say, hey, I'll say your, like that. Awesome. Rock on, okay? Well, it didn't grab the your. It usually does. It catches a lot of mistakes. I can't remember exactly what they advertise, but they catch like 500 or 600 different common mistakes. But basically it turns it blue, and then you just put your cursor on top of it, and it'll have a correction, and if you want to correct it, you just push it, and it'll change it automatically. So it didn't correct this your, and I'm not, it usually does for apostrophe RE, but it didn't catch that one. So it catches a lot of things. This for me would be great to make my students spell or to check their work. As much as I preach to them about checking their work and going back over it, they don't. And as a teacher, I get really tired of correcting all those little mistakes that they should catch. So I'm going to teach them to use a tool to help them before it comes to me. I don't know if it's cheating or not, but I know that I put in too much time correcting. And I think it would speed up the process and I'd be able to let them write more. So it was called Ginger, and it works really great. It'll work anywhere now that I type. If I'm on a website, if I'm creating a worksheet, it will pop up this blue thing, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I got the wrong your, or whatever. You know, again, it's not 100%, but it's pretty good, and that's called Ginger.
Is that just always opened on your computer then?
It's always
when you log
up
in,
here.
it's just always there.
Yep. The other one I like, I know I'm an English teacher, but EasyBib, and it checks the credibility of a website. So I pulled up here Wikipedia, and basically it's on my bar up here, so I just click it, and it'll say, you can either cite it, they actually will cite the source for me, view the bibliography of this site, or they'll ask, you can actually find out if the credibility is decent. But Wikipedia, they don't really comment on the credibility too much, because I think people just know that it's really not that credible. You'd think it might say something, but this is a really easy one if you're looking for them to cite their material. The truth of it is, students don't need to know off the top of their head how to cite material anymore, because there's all these programs that do it for them. So if you're going to teach that, you could try to teach it, but then after that reinforce it perhaps with letting them do it through the computer. So if I put this up, it'll ask if you want MLA, APA, and it's all here. And then you just hit the button basically, and it goes. Oh, it was saved. I don't know. Oh, it's actually creating. Here it is, right here. It does it for you. I used to spend 3 days teaching that with my research paper, correcting every period and comma. Okay. How do you get them? You can Google them by name. You can also go into your drive. I'm going to show you very quickly. I'm going to do Chromebooks next session. But if you go into your Google Drive, and where you would create a document, you go into Create, and at the bottom it says Connect More Apps. They're all right there. So a lot of these apps and programs I found right there. This is a great one, Loop Collage. It does cool things with pictures. PowerTune, I'm going to show you one in a second. WeVideo is a great video one. All of these are all Google apps. And all you got to do is click on them. They'll ask if you want them up in your bar or where would you like it saved. And you can keep them on your computer. Yeah. It is, yeah. So that's in your Google Drive.
So if you don't have that on your, because you use that Incredibles, where do you get that?
You just
regular.
Yeah, you'll go to Google, Google search, and just Google Incredibles start page. And there it is. And it'll bring you right there. Okay. Now I want to show you a couple things that students
Do
do.
you have to do anything in particular to, like, it will walk you through how to make it your start page? You know, like usually you have to say, I want this always in the start page.
My
That's fine,
Incredible
too.
start page, it automatically does that.
Okay.
It automatically, that's the first thing I see when I get go on the internet, or when I, go to the internet. This one is Educanon. I've used this with with Julius Caesar. This is what it looks like. This is a great teacher tool to make lessons. And basically you upload a video to YouTube, and on this side a teacher sets up questions, and you can set up true, false, anything you want, one or two options or more. And you actually let them answer questions as the video plays. The video will stop when a question comes up. So then they have to answer the question before the video will start again. And it actually keeps track of the ones that get right and wrong. So you can actually go back and see how they did. And it also validates that they indeed watched the video for you. So it's called Educanon. I uploaded my Julius Caesar, an audio file up. And that's how I did my entire Julius Caesar unit. And I put notes and clues and different things in, and they pop up, and they have to answer questions. And I did that through the whole thing. They don't like it so much because it holds them extremely accountable. They have to listen to it, they have to do it, they have to read the question, they have to answer it. And instead of me just telling them the answers in front of them, they didn't like it at first, but they actually ended up doing very well on their tests. So, and they answered a question, they would answer a question like this, and I would go through.
Welcome to Educare. Interactive
And
video.
that's the tutorial for it. So that's called Educanon. Oh, I lost my presentation. That's with having so many apps or tabs open. Okay, let's see. Move Note is another one I've used. Has anyone used Move Note? This one will put you in the video. It's very awkward to talk to your computer. But when I did it with the kids, they didn't think it was awkward at all. I said, I thought they'd make fun of me or something, and they did not. But basically, you can see right here, you bring in a lesson, a video, a worksheet, whatever you would like, and you can actually right here give your lecture. So if you're going to be gone and you have a sub, but you still want to cover punctuating dialogue, you could actually pull in questions and answers in a worksheet here, and then you as a teacher can give that lecture. And then the sub can give the worksheet line work.
Do you have one?
I do, I'm gonna keep going though, but I do have one that I can show you, but there's tons of them on here as well, if you go and they'll show you. So that's called Move Notes. Video Notes is my newest favorite one, and what it looks like, it has a period here, but the students they have to take notes, and if you pull a video up, they have to take it as the video goes, and it records, like if they took a note at minute 15, it records that. And if they took a note at minute 2:32, it records that. So let's say you're doing a math problem, or you're going to demonstrate art, and then they're like, well, how do I do that again? They can actually go to their note that references it, click on it, and it goes right to that video. And it's called Video Notes. This is just one, this is just a screen cast. So I just took a picture of what my students did. This was a Julius Caesar background video, and then here you can see where she took her notes. The video was like 8 minutes, and I could see also that she completed the assignment as well. And then she shared it to me with the share button, and I got the email, and all I had to do was pop it open and look at it.
Do you put all these on the Chromebooks, or does the student do that?
This is all Chromebooks.
And the students
The
do it, or you
extensions
set
I'm
up-
showing you for my desktop are mine, but otherwise all the project stuff I'm showing you is all we did with Chromebooks. Okay, Blendspace is another one. It's just a really cool spot that if you have, like this one, I just grabbed a screenshot again, but if you have, this is the periodic table, it's a video from YouTube. This is an image. This is a link, you can click on things and go somewhere else. This one looks like a PowerPoint perhaps of an engine, and this one is another link, and then she has a quiz set up. So if you have an entire lesson, and you don't have to do it all in one day, but you could actually set it up in a series where they have to go through and complete by number, and then you could give a quiz at the end or whatever. It's called Blendspace. It's basically just a kind of a place where teachers can organize their material in kind of a procession of how they're going to teach it.
much preparation is it for you to get the Google Chromebooks ready with what you?
Chromebooks, you don't have to get ready, you have to get your lessons ready.
Right,
Yeah.
so you're not doing anything on the Chromebooks to prepare lessons?
No, but I have
They
to have
just
my
have to-
lessons ready.
Right, and just share it or?
Mhm. I have a web page we share off of,
So then they
websites
just
and
get it.
things.
Okay.
Right. So that's the whole, that'll be the Chrome section, that's it.
Which I think answers your question about the apps and.
Yeah. This is Powtoon. This is one my student did. If you're looking to do book report projects, any kind of fun things, this is one that Mariah Jacobs did. They had to recap Julius Caesar to review before the test. And so this is called Powtoon. There was a requirement of 25 plot elements. They had to make sure they came up in order, and they were given any technology, website kind of idea they wanted to use, and she used Padlet. Just cool transitions and this one's called Prezi. I think a lot of you have used it. I think my session is over, but we'll keep going here for a second. If you're okay, if you need to get up and go to the next one, you can. This one, well, I'm doing the next one in here anyway, so people come lining up. This is called Prezi. It's basically what I call a PowerPoint on steroids. It's fun to watch. She has hers, I believe, set to music. And I'm just going to speed it up. You can put it on a timer.
Y'all know what it is. Katy Perry.
This is not my music.
Let's play.
And again, they had to have so many parts of the plot. You could transition cool, different things. And they really enjoy doing projects like this. You know, we used to do this on poster board.
Yeah.
Globster is another one a student decided to do. It's basically like a virtual poster, and you can pull anything on it. You can add a little bit of animation. I don't know if you can put music to this one, but again, she was recapping an act of the play.
You can put videos in it.
Videos you can put in, yep, here's a video she added in. So that one's called Globster. Tiki Taki is a timeline one. This is good for social studies. But any kind of time reference, I'm just going to scroll through. This one got a little weird with us because Julius Caesar was 44 BC and they didn't know how to put in the times and stuff. But it basically, you can create a timeline of sorts. And again, it was to assess that she had read the play and they had to be in order. And I can also go in this way and also see how many slides and the order of things too. So that was called Tiki Taki. Padlet was another one. It's very similar to Tiki Taki, so I didn't grab it, but it's actually I think a little easier to use as Padlet. Okay. This one is lets you put comments to their writing. I don't know if I can quick grab it or not. I'm going to grab one of my students' papers. Oh, that is. I was playing with this last night. It was being a little finicky, so I may have, sometimes I messed up too. Let's grab one more sleepy. Okay, so here's a paper. So let's say I want to comment to her about her lead, okay? So I'm going to highlight what I'd like to talk about, and you have to allow the microphone to come on. And I'm going to record myself, and I'm going to say, hey Shay, really good lead, love the intro, right on with this one. And then I hit stop. Now when she goes back, she'll see the highlight, and she can actually listen. when they change things to it, well, she'll show me that.
Is that just a Word document?
This is a Google Doc. It's in her Google Drive. It's being a little glitchy right now. You can see something's goofy right down here. Maybe it's the network again. But basically, she'll click on there and it'll say exactly what I said to her. And she'll be able to go back in and fix it. And then it will actually identify when she goes in and works on it again so that I can go back and check after. So if I want them to fix it and edit it, it'll allow to do that. So that is, and I believe she also gets the comments on the side in her Google Drive as well. It'll actually bring them in there too. So it's that one is a little glitchy, and I read some comments from people who don't really like it either. But it's worth just checking out and seeing if it's for you. All right, and way over on my time. So if you have to go, you definitely can.
It says 141.
Does it? Oh, good. Okay, Remind 101 is my last one. This is the text reminder, and I am now using it with my students and sending them text reminders of quizzes and tests and upcoming dates and things. One day I texted them and I said, every time I say Julius Caesar, yell out banana. And it was really funny because all of a sudden, first hour, I forgot about it. And all of a sudden, I said Julius Caesar, and they all go, banana! And I just about jumped out of my skin. So it was just to see if they were all paying attention or whatever, and it was kind of fun. And they asked me if we have school off on Monday, if I'm going to text them again with something funny. So it'd be really fun to throw out a science fact, a math thing, just have fun with it, throw out a joke too, and just kind of to create that, I think, that relationship with your students. They cannot text you back. And then you never get to see their number, and they never get to see yours. And that's called Remind 101.
So
and also
they have to
you,
go along, like sign in.
they have to sign in, and it's easy to set it up. The last one, Today's Meet, I like this one. If I use it with class discussion, and basically I put was Julius Caesar, what did I say? No, was Brutus really a hero? Is I think my last one that I did with my Caesar unit, and they went on their phones. And they joined a discussion with me, and we used it in our review right before the test. And it was really fun. They enjoyed when they could take out their phones and participate, and then they also get to see each other's answers. It is super easy. It takes all of 1 minute to set up, and it's a great way to get them thinking maybe when they come in the door, you good to have it on. So that is it. Sorry, I'm kind of over-prepared, but, and there's so much more, but just to go in and just really Google around, I join a lot of different blogs, even Pinterest. I go on there and they have 20 of the best extensions for teachers, and that's how I get my ideas. So it's just kind of trying it. I messed up my computer a couple of times because I downloaded things I maybe shouldn't have, or I didn't know what they were doing. And but I think a lot of this stuff, after you play with it and get kind of okay with it, it's really cool, and it actually makes your day a little easier, especially if you need some of the correcting stuff. So. All right. Hey, thanks for coming.